be live now for the next round of this three-player tournament. So this is the losers bracket. I've got this match and then one more match after that. If I win, we'll see if that is something that happens or not. Then, so if I win this one, then there's one more battle in the losers bracket. Then we're going to go on to face the two losers of the upper bracket in their final match. And then after that, I guess we'll have the championship bracket somehow. So, or is this for second place? I'm not entirely certain how all this works. Oh, okay. So losers bracket second place person will then play against the upper bracket player along with the winner. Got it. So, anyway. So I gotta win this match, then I gotta win my next match, then I gotta come in at least second place in the next round, and then we'll have the final round if I manage to make it all that way there, which is not a certainty by any means. These are all very strong players. Hey Deginald, thanks. Yeah, be nice to see you there too. Congrats on the win over Anthracite. That was a well-fought game. My main concern is this bug that's going on in the Steam version where the drawing a card that you've already sold or discarded will freeze the game up. So I'm gonna try and keep track of the cards this time around to make sure that when we're getting close to around 190 cards, I know about it so that we can start making plans on, okay, who's gonna win this game. We need to end it here before it freezes on us. But I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. I think, barring extreme card draw early on, it shouldn't reach that point. But it is a possibility, and I'd hate to see a tournament game ruined like that. So Meow said that he's gonna... Yeah, don't let it go to Gen 12. Thanks for that, Private. Yeah, well, AI Central early is still probably okay, as long as it doesn't go to Gen 12, but it depends on how much else card draw is out there. But I will be monitoring it. That really the main offender is Mars University. Yeah. But I mean, I know a lot of people are playing these games and not having any issues, so as long as we are being careful with not drawing too many cards, or at least being aware of it, will be okay. But yeah, Mars U I think is the biggest offender of this. Preludes off. Preludes off. Yep, 1 hour. Draft on. Corporate rules. Yep, alright, let's go. Oh no! The worst case scenario. Alright. Deimos and advanced alloys are good. The rest of this is not good. This is probably over. Either first or last, yeah. Telling me. Alright. Let's think through how I can approach this. So I can go Phobolog, go with the Deimos down, and let her rip, and hope that it works out. Yeah, I'm betting on last as well. This is not the hand you're looking for. Well, It is a fun tournament, guys. I think it's actually going to be UNMI for me. Phobolog is definitely hoping for a bit much, I think. So I'm thinking Steelworks, Advanced Alloys, Space Mirrors, Deimos, Black Polar, and Earth Office. That's kind of like the ones that jump out to me. Let's see if I can afford all this. So the idea with Space Mirrors is that I'll be able to get my energy up to play the Steelworks somewhat cheaply if I have to standard all the energy. The downside is that it costs 6, so it is going to basically make my power less efficient. So if I need, 28 MC worth of power, this is going to cost me 34 MC of power. So still better than 3 standard projects, but tough. Alternatively, I go Phobolog, rip the Deimos, get the heat, and then I say, hopefully something better comes along to use my steel with. Steel with. I get an economic boost like that. That's the benefit of that line. The Steelworks line has the advantage of, as UNMI, I can get a bumper online, and I will have a lot of TR. And this happened previously, and I horribly lost the game. And I swore never again Phobolog with Soletta. I'm gonna stick with UNMI. So if I'm at 18, so I can play this. It gets me I can go for 2 cards. Then I need to use it, so that's 18, so it leaves me with 4 MC remaining. That's not enough to use and play Space Mirrors. So Space Mirrors might be a bit much to hope for. So I can take the Steelworks, the Alloys, the Deimos, the Black Polar Dust, and the Earth Office. That's 15. I can Black Polar Dust and use my action on the 2 cards, pray for power. Space Mirrors is too slow, and then just see where we go from there. I think that's gotta be how it's done. A funny line with ammonia to get to 6 heat, but it's not practical. Alright. So this is what I'm doing. Good luck to me. I'm going to need it. And I could have considered water splitting plant there, which you hoped for the Phobo gamble. It just feels like too much of a gamble. With the O2 bumper in play, it felt more like a line that I could maybe win with. Alright, come on, good cards. Okay. Alright. We can work with that. So that's a power and a TR bump I can do. Research Outpost is obviously good. And more importantly, it gets us a power towards Steelworks, which is great. Oh my gosh! Oh, that's brutal! My heat! Oh! Should have just standarded the ocean. Well, that's GG. Yeah. That's GG. Absolutely brutal. Could not ask for a worse start here. Power Supply Consortium, though. Okay. Eh. I'm not convinced Phobo would have been any better, honestly. Alright, so let's think about this. Power Supply Consortium is a cute idea, but I don't have the power tag. I could maybe get it, but Fuel Factory with alloys feels better to me. Okay, standard tech can work for me. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why he held on to heat trappers there. That is just I don't have anything to say to that play. Bad luck is about all I can say about that. Standard tech, though, does let me get a line towards getting some energy for cheaper, in theory. Yeah, and two-player, it's strong. But three-player for the opening just feels wrong. Absolutely wrong to me. And not just because I got hit by it. Okay. So if I take these two, I'm at 21. I can Deep Well Fuel Factory for 19. But then I'm one short, right? 21, 13, 6. Yeah. I'm one short, and I did pass Power Supply Consortium. But I mean, I think I have to take these two. The scary thing is the idea of the Power Supply Consortium still floating around there for the Fuel Factory now. So this is really bad. This is 5 production. I think it's worth losing my TR bump here, and I don't have anything I can sell. Alternatively, I could do nothing, but that feels wrong to me. I think I just do this and... No, they didn't fix the bug, to my knowledge, Skywalker. The problem is, if I get hit by AMC... If I get hit by AMC, I'm just dead. Dead, dead, dead. Ideally, I'd slow play it, but he could hit me with Power Supply Consortium, and then I'd really be hosed. Alright. I think I'm going to say the 5 production here is better than getting the TR, and I need to increase my production. It's sad, but that's the state. Yeah. It's a bad game. And then after my Black Polar Dust Anthracite, I got a... Alright, good. Well, if someone's going to get AMC'd, it'll be this guy. And then after my Black Polar Dust, I got Heat Trappered immediately. Awful. Absolutely awful. You think I made a mistake here? My mistake was starting the game with Phobolog and UNMI. Should have just said, I don't know what's going on here, guys. That's an interesting point. I could have considered that line instead. Would I have been able to afford it, though? 6, 17, 14. Yeah, I could have afforded it. Yeah, that's an interesting thought there, Sid. Oh, gosh. Okay, well, Media Group's a great card. But I'm so poor, and it doesn't actually help me that much, but it's gotta be the pick, I think. Invention Contest sure would be swell, though. Yeah, maybe not the best Eco Line hand. I mean, I've yet to find a space tag that had been playable outside of Deimos, so I went with the U and my oxygen bumper and just prayed to find some good power early on. That's about all you can do, right? It's the Steelworks that swung it. If it hadn't been for the Steelworks, I'd have considered Phobolog instead. But I don't know. Yeah, the AAA in my starting hand was definitely another consideration. Yeah, I'm with Sid though. I made a mistake with the power there. I should have saved it for this gen. So what's my strategy here? This honestly might just be a past generation. Yeah. Tell me about it, Anthracite. I can't believe that he did that. It's like the most random hate ever. But, I mean, he wanted to strip mine, but jeez. Yeah, that might be close. I'll be honest, I've kind of checked out of this game at this point. After getting heat trappered like that. That was very not fun. So what I'm really hoping for is a nuke power. That's not a nuke power. Guess Medlab's the scarier one to pass to him. Just the media group, I guess. Nothing else really makes sense to me. So I'm at 21. I just pass. I pray for a nuke power. and then that's it. Nothing more I can do. Yeah, I guess I'm just passing and crying. Yeah, you're telling me, Anthracite. You're telling me. This game was nearly lost from the start, and then that Heat Trappers was just like the birds in an eco line from eco experts, just like kick him so hard that he just wants to surrender. I just don't know who keeps Heat Trappers so early on. That doesn't make any sense to me. I guess he needed power for strip mine, so he held on to it on the slim hope someone would play power, but... Alright. So, next turn... I'll be at 23 plus 20, so 43. Well, someone else is just passing, but he has economy and cards. Maybe time for the old SP Gardener. Anyone? But if I can get nuke power, I can turn this around, I think. It's not... I don't think I'm gonna win, but it's not like I've lost. But without finding power, there's just not a hope. Okay, we're all just passing. Cool. Not the cards I'm looking for, but sponsors works for me. Do that with Earth Office, and it'll pay off a little bit. Cartel would be awesome. Okay. GHG factories. I could get up to 5 heat this turn if I went that route, but it further delays my bumper. But it's worth picking up over the rest of it, I'd say. Alternatively, I can just rip the Deimos. Get my TR like that. One tag away. Alright, guys. Now I need to really think about what my line here is. Yep. I want Steelworks Online. With standard tech here, if I play that, I'm be at 37. I use 11, get 3 back, so it's 8. So I'm at 29, 11, get 3 back, it's 8. So I'm at 21, do it again, and do it again. And if I did that 4 times, I would be able to turn on Steelworks Next Generation and start using it. If I took no cards here. The problem is Power Supply Consortium is out there somewhere. He doesn't have the tag either at this point, but devastating if I got hit by that again. I could hope to go one more Jin and find better power like that for the Steelworks. Yeah. Too bad about that Space Mirrors. Agreed. So. Yep, I got Phobolog and UNMI. Sad start. So the other line I'm debating here is I can go SP Greeneries with standard tech and try and get Gardener Milestone while also using my UNMI ability. That is a line I'm considering here. Man, you guys show me where the space cards are to say that it's the wrong decision. I'd still be rotting with Titanium in hand except for Deimos here. Do I standard 4 times, then open up with Steelworks? Standard tech costs me 9 here. The thing is that Steelworks, since I have alloys, is 8 production with my ability each gen. That's huge. 8 production is incredibly huge. So maybe it's worth it. Just standard it the times. Alright, so once again, let's double check my math here. 37 minus 6, minus 11 plus 3. I need to make sure. Yeah, 13. So I'd be at 2 left if I took no cards here. I think it's my only line to win. If I had the tag for fusion power, with Space Mirrors, I'd be a lot happier. But I didn't take it. Regretting that heavily now. If I get tapped, I get tapped. But I think I have to go for the winning line here, which is get my Steelworks online here. Yeah, we had that discussion. The idea, though, was that you had like 1 or 2 you had to use. I mean, the Space Mirrors here, I'd have had to use it every generation, and it still wouldn't be ready. I couldn't even use it that starting generation. So, that's why I didn't take it. I don't think it's right, but what can I do? I'm gonna slow play it. Okay. He really feels confident to just keep passing, huh? That is definitely a valid way to have played it, Anthracite. I was debating on it heavily. And I'm sure that the game will reward me with like a nuke power in the next pack, because that's just the way it works. But, I mean, I can't keep stalling here forever, right? Alright, if this guy, who already heat trappered me, does a power supply consortium on me, then I'm quitting. If I had my heat here, then I could at least have had my SP bump here, and I could have greeted a little while longer, perhaps. Yeah, it's not good, that's for sure. Since only first place matters, I feel like I have to... Ooh, almost got the wrong one. I have to go for the most effective line I can, and that's this one, right? Since I've got alloys, this gets me basically 9 production immediately. Sponsors is questionable, right? But okay. I'm going to take the building industries in case more power shows up. There's a BIOS combustors that have been nice. But yeah, space mirrors would have saved me there. If I'd have had the space mirrors, then the second tag for the fusion power. Play that, use the space mirrors action, and then I'm very happy as I can do it very effectively. But hey, maybe I find like an AI Central at some point here and I can start going. So none of us have drawn cards except for me. Or a processor. Phobolog. I think I'm more scared of Protected Valley with the steel. So it's Gen 5, so you get the initial 10 in Gen 1. Gen 2 you get 12, Gen 3 you get 12, Gen 4 you get 12, Gen 5 you get 12, so it's 48. So we're at about 78 plus 2. So we're about 80 cards seen so far. Keep a note of that, so if by the time we see another 110... Yeah, the Gen 1 Heat Trappers was just brutal. And for the record, I said nothing in that discussion one way or the other about the other cards. Noctis City. Cut the local heat. Does anyone have heat, though? No one has heat. I'm gonna take the Noctis away from someone. Yep. For those of you that are just not joining in, I am not expecting to win this game. I am expecting a brutal beatdown at the way that this thing started. So Steelworks here is gonna keep going up there for 15. And I need 3 for my ability, so it's 18, so I got 9 MC remaining. Do I want the Noctis City? Probably not. No one will build around it since they all saw it. So I think I can skip that since I got the research outpost too. I'm just going to take this because I got alloys, but no immediate plans to play it. I have some good cards. Yep. Yes, it is. Yeah, this is the Jin, right? I banked it all on this when I did this play. The problem is this power supply consortium is out there somewhere. So if Rune has it and gets another power tag, I'm in deep trouble. I have not seen energy tapping one way or the other. It could get played on us, but I have seen the power supply consortiums. That's what I'm more worried about. Hopefully they'll have sympathy on this poor UNMI, who he heat trappered Gen 1 and won't do it to me again. But yeah, my odds of winning aren't looking very good. I've got good cards, but I've not been able to keep any of the other cards. Just because how bad my economic situation's been. Okay, good, he passed. Maybe that means he's having a bad game too. If everyone's having a bad game, then maybe I have a shot. Yeah, there's the Earth Catapult. No surprise, I figured he had something like that to hold pass for like 5 generations. So, amusingly, I'm tied on Builder right now. Uh-oh. You have an ore processor too? Hopefully not power supply consortium as well, because that would be bad. If he does, though, I do have Deimos as an option for getting some TR. Come on, don't leave me in suspense like this, man. Okay. He doesn't have it. I cut ore processor. Yeah. Well, Optimal's a heck of a card. I am potentially passing Extreme Cold Fungus to someone, but it's gotta be Optimal with Media Group. Yeah, I think I was passing the credit core that I passed the ore processor, so I'm a little surprised he let the ore processor go through, but maybe I'm misremembering. I think that's what it was, though. Because he had all that infinite steel, I cut the protected valley and gave him the ore processor. Oh my gosh, alright. I would like the advanced ecosystems, but I can't give him the IO. Hired Raiders is not bad. Can I play the IO? Hmm. Gen 6, probably not worth. Shuttles is good. Yeah, off Phobolog. All I'd have to do is have 6 gens of nothing to do, and I could have had something. Alright. So I'm definitely taking that, and I'm probably taking that. Though, obviously I need more power before I can really do that. So I haven't seen any more cards drawn, so we'll just add 12. So we're at 92. So if I take 9, I'm at 21. And then that's 12. So I am at 41. Meaning I could play IO right now. I would not be able to use my bump, but I would get, right? 21 and 12. No, that's bad math. 21 and 12 is 33. I'd not be able to play IO. I was thinking 29 and 12 and got myself all confused there. So clearly not taking it, as tempting as it is. It's just too slow, even though I do have alloys. So I take these two, and I just continue using my oxygen bumper to move it along. And with Optimal and Media Group, hopefully I can get some of this heat track going. Maybe I can get Terraformer here. I'm just not finding the power cards though, am I? This Building Industries might rot in my hand forever. I could SP a power to get it down, but I don't have enough building tags to make it pay off yet. Steal it from me? No, from Rune. Good. He sees me as completely ineffective, and he's right. So Meow has an Ironworks, is that what he played? Yeah, so he had another one besides the ore processor I picked. I passed, so that was not my fault. He just always had that. They would FF if I played Alloy's fleet. Yeah, I'd want to FF too. Okay. I don't think it makes sense to play any of these cards at this point. I kind of want to keep the events hidden and see if I can snag some more of them. And the research outpost doesn't really help me play anything more right now. And I don't want to play the shuttles necessarily without having power, and I could SP the power for cheap, but don't know if I want to play the shuttles immediately or not. Let's think through that. It would give me a discount of 4 there. Do I want to play the Deimos to grab the heat bumps to try and help me get more of it? That seems reasonable. I'd want to play the alloys before as well. Then I'd want to play the research outpost, try and get as much value as I can, but I don't think I can. So if I play that, I'm at 12. And I can SP the power then. Leaves me at 4. Then I can play the shuttles. And that feels okay. Alright, let's go ahead and alloys then. Electrocat, very good start for him. He has played very good cards. Okay. Wonder if he got the extreme cold fungus or not. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Order. Gotta do this first. Alright. Okay. So we're at like 93 cards drawn. Pretty safe, I think, so far. Problem is this heat track, because I got heat trappered. Don't tell me he's going for an O2 bumper too. Oof. having the robotic workforce the fuel generators? That feels bad. That is his third science tag though, so maybe he's got AI Central too. Nope, he's got AI Central. Alright, so that's +2. Boy, that's unfortunate. Yeah, it does seem a little odd. I agree. Well, this means I'm probably not going to get both these heat bumps, which is unfortunate. Soletta. Well, that's how I could speed the game up. But it's gotta be large convoy, I think. And hope I find an animal. Yeah, a win of a lifetime. I'm not winning this one, Hodge. It was a good tournament, but clearly God did not want me to win this one by giving me Unimi, Phobolog, and then the Heat Trappers. That's just... You're done. Yep. Yeah, but the other guy played AI. Meow did not have AI. Rune has AI. He's got 13 cards, 18 tags. Yeah, it could be. Well, I gotta cut the energy tapping. Not letting that get played against me. In fact, maybe I play it against Meow. Hackers. If someone wants to hackers me, then so be it. Yeah, the fact that tapping is not there is great for me. I'm debating if I want to use tapping, energy tapping for my building industries and hit Meow with it to slow him down as well. Tapping hackers. Well, large convoy is a gamble I just have to hope pays off for me here. It's tough. Well, can't give advice here, Filter. Just gotta. It is a tournament game. Yeah, same with the cruise. Don't think any inputs allowed here, but it is tempting to hit Meow so he doesn't take all my O2. slow him down some. I'd like to get the heat bumps with the Deimos here, but I don't think it's going to happen. He's got 3 science. I don't have score mod, no. Let's go ahead and do it. And let's go ahead and research Outpost down here on a card and see what I find. Fish! Oh, yes, the large convoy fish. Oh, that feels good. It's not enough to win, but it feels good. Let's just play an Earth Office for now. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play Deimos this gen though. It's just not really looking like it's gonna work out. Meow's probably gonna be a little less likely to want to bump his Oh right, there's 2 more cards. So plus 12, plus 1, plus 3. So we're at like 111 cards, see? Yeah, 3 cards being drawn a gen. Meow's got restricted area, and Rune's got AI Central. I am debating if it's worth tapping or not. I think the main reason I would want to do it is because Meow showed he didn't have an efficient way of getting energy, and I want most of this O2 track to myself. And it lets me play building industries, which is very nice on the steel front, though without more steel cards, it's not going to do me much good. If the game ends, dies, then maybe I have a hope at a... Okay, Arctic Algae. Interesting. Now my Deimos can come into play. So that makes me think he's planning on, like, Ice Asteroid into Greenery and then use the O2 bumper to convert. Okay, Quantum there. Gonna go ahead and just use my TR action, just to see what comes around here. Well, money was just too tight back then. Elite couldn't keep the protected value with how tight my money was. Yeah, it's close. I don't know if it's right or not. It is right if it cuts off his O2 bumper, I think. Okay, he's got it like that. Okay. Well, the idea is that I would get most of it to myself, and also that 7 plants is looking mighty tasty. Hopefully he can't convert, but I imagine he can. Gonna go ahead and energy tap him though, I think, just so I can maybe hopefully get the last of the O2 all to myself here. Oh, he's gonna just kill him like that, huh? Well, that's a bunch of good space events I'm seeing now. I think it does make sense though. Hit Saturn, yep. Skip and just keep waiting. Man, this is a weird milestone situation. Wonder if anyone's gonna get plant production for me to use my fish on. Okay, well, he's now giving up on the power. So that should hopefully leave me in control of all the O2 track. So that's good news. Yeah, Builder is funny. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, guys. I definitely can agree with Filter's point that cutting off his O2 here is very valuable for me. That's more points available for me. But the downside is I'm losing... No, I'm going to play Building Industries, Hodge, I think. That's going to get me 6 extra production. It's just going to be a question of if I'm going to be able to find the steel targets to use it. Oh, my opponent. Yeah, Meow has the bumper, so that's why I wanted to play it, was it turns off his bumper. And then after I did that, he abandoned it altogether, it seems, since going with Carbonate. Guess my only question is do I want to play Building Industries here? Okay. Definitely want to do Media Group. I can play Deimos, huh? It's funny. I think I can play them and just open into it, but there's no need to open into it. I should hold off on showing those. I'll just Building Industries here and pass. Just need to hope I find some good steel stuff. Okay, ICS is gone. It's good to know. Alright, so start next gen will be at like 124 cards seen. Hopefully it'll be okay. So what I really need to find is Giant Ice Asteroid would be one of the best cards for me. Underground City. Okay, so he's going for Builder. I'm just gonna pass. Well, it's Gen 8, and this is about when I needed the game to end if I wanted to win, so I think I lose. Imported hydrogen is super nice, though. So he's going for Mayor and Builder, perhaps. Which might mean I need to move quickly on Terraformer, if there's a way for me to get it quickly. I don't know if there is. He might just take both milestones here. Wow, gotta cut the Ganymede colony, huh? I'm tired of doing Rune's dirty work for him. What a Phobo game. Come on, Private, you were here for the start. You know how it's looking. It's looking like an easy last place. It is Gen 8, and we are not done with the heat track. Okay, I'll take the CEOs. Though Plant Prod. And what I'm most concerned of is that Rune here is about to take all the milestones from me. I don't think I care about Ganymede. So let's see, I can use my bumper and my action to get to 31. Then Deimos gets me to 34, and then I'd have to like imported hydrogen to get the last one. So he could definitely just put down a third city and then get it, all the milestones. We'll see. I also have the heat though. I forgot about that. Yes! The plant prod we needed! He did it! Thank you, Meow. Yeah, I'm a little surprised he bought that, honestly, but there is an advanced ecosystems I had to pass to him. So I think he did that because of the microbe tag. Sabotage? Did he sabotage me? Or meow? Hmm. Don't know. But my titanium? Ah, yeah. Oh well. Yeah, it's a little sad. Gonna ban him from the Discord. What Immigrant City was played? Okay. I don't think Rune has enough now to get a city and claim both milestones. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, Hodge. Might as well have my fun with the game, since the game's not wanting me to have fun. Now we get to use Deimos on no plants because of protected habs, unfortunately. But I need to go for my... I need to get the TR up. All one plant. Alright. We're off towards an end game. And I can claim my milestone now, thanks to all that cash back. Raiders has already been played. Second sabotage, yeah, sounds like fun. Can't copy Sabo. That's true. Alright. Alright, so I claim my milestone, and then I don't know what I'm doing. The oceans have a long way to go. Glad I didn't bother with those mosses I saw way back when. Ideally, I'll find like an open city or something nice, or a space elevator. That'd be good too. What else could I be looking for? I already passed the mag fuel generators, so can't play that bad card. Alright, let's go ahead and claim the milestone. And that's all I can do. Rats, my calculator turned off. So we were somewhere around 120 cards. I assume it does, but maybe it doesn't. There's a glitch in this game right now where if the deck cycles and you draw or buy a card you sold or discarded through Mars University, then the game will freeze, is the best that we've been able to determine it. And it's a very unfortunate bug that the developers seem to be aware of, so I assume they're trying to fix it. No, we've never quite figured out when the Tin Ocean bug occurs either. Usually, if one of the comic cards are involved, has been my understanding, but we haven't been able to figure it out. Well, yeah, towing seems to be the most likely, but not always. Alright. 5-card draft bug, you're just done. I don't know how it happens, but the game, you're not coming back from that. Okay, so Meow had Mass Converter, so the energy tapping saved me 1 generation of him using it. Not really worthwhile. Yeah, I had one game where Towing a Comet was not played, and it still happened. Alright, well, Ocean. Not looking good. Alright, so let's do the quick count here. All got a milestone. I'm at 0. Meow's at 9. And Rune is at 5. Meow's got 1 and 1. Alright, so right now I'm only losing by 4 to Meow, but I'm sure that's going to get much worse before it gets better. Well, there's that space elevators I was talking about. Plantation also would be fun. But space elevators is a very good steel sink, which I need. Well, no one's gonna pass me a giant ice asteroid, so that hope is gone. But mangrove is quite good. That's nice. Yeah, milestones are split. Anyway, so despite the fact that I'm roughly in the middle of the pack now, I'm definitely losing this game. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Your day's going well? Insects. Wow. Guess it's not doing anyone any good. But I'll still cut it. Never give up. Yeah. That's something we can talk about. Galaxy Quest. Never give up. Never surrender. That was a great movie. Take those two. Yeah, the way he says that line is just perfect. By grab, and I like the one at the beginning of the movie too. By grab Thar's hammer, what a savings, or something along those lines. What a deal. It's one of those two. Gets me every time. That and the poorly dubbed screw that when they're trying to get through those giant stompers. That's a fun one. And then the red shirt guy. You're not gonna die, guy. How do you know that? What's my last name? You have a last name, guy. Yeah, what is it? I don't know. See, I don't even have a last name. I'm gonna die. So, if you guys haven't seen Galaxy Quest, I recommend it. It's a very fun show. Or movie, I guess is the proper term. If someone could make the ocean go, that would be ideal. Alright, there it is, the giant ice asteroid. Perfect. Well, now I can get the fishies down. Also need to do that before I forget. It is going to be worth standarding a heat if I have to play fishies, but I might not have to. Unfortunately, it does get him the plants he needs for another conversion here. So that's a little unfortunate. But, I mean, things look better. I've got some very efficient point scoring cards in hand with a lot of rebates. Yeah, that Arctic algae's putting in some work. Like, look at these cards. Crazy. Kelp farming too. Okay. We'll see if Meow uses his heat. If he does, great. If he doesn't, then I will standard it to get fish down here. And then we will try and take as much as we can of this last bit. And then awards. None of them look very good for me. Thermalist is probably my best shot, honestly. But Meow's, but I mean, Rune's doing okay in that too. Landlord, I'm losing in, but I have SP Greeneries at least as an option. If I'd had those 8 productions of 3 heat, we'd be almost at the end. We'd be up there at 6 degrees Celsius. Oh, we're just ending this bad boy, huh? Yeah, agreed. And the fact it was played on me Gen 1, it's like, dude, from the black polar dust, no less. Not even the mole area. Or something like that. Alright, well, let's calculate the scores here. Because it's looking like we're ending this baby. And I'm just going to come in last. I'm losing in TR right now, which is always a bad sign for you and MI. Yeah, I'm losing by about 6 points right now. More to come, I'm sure. Alright, well, I'm SPing heat. Oh, there we go. Go ahead and play my fishies. And try and get this last ocean onto my fishies. I wonder if I could end if I just SP'd. It'd be into a loss, though, I'm pretty sure. But the game sure ain't getting better for me, so maybe I should just end it here. Just be done with it. Yeah, it's pretty sick, isn't it? Yeah, the rebalanced Helion on the web app is very strong. Alright, I got it. $39. 5 EP now. So I can CEO's favorite project. That gets me up to a little closer. Thermalist funded. Alright. So that probably is 5 there and 2 for me. The rune is definitely close. But I'll have the 4 energy carrying over next round, which should equal his heat production, and I've got the large convoy, so I think I've got heat production down. So anyway, I'm losing by like 7 points right now to Meow, who has 6 cards in hand. Alright, I'm gonna go and play CEOs. Anything I want to fund? Not a thing. Yellow is currently at 38. I guess I pass here. Nothing else makes sense. Nothing makes sense to fund. So I think I just pass and we'll see what happens. Currently I'm losing, like I said, by about 7 to Meow. And to Rune I'm currently losing by just 1 point or so. So within the realm of catching up with the large convoy and mangrove. And SP greeneries, baby. Guess Rune's doing some calculations to think if he wins here, if he SP's out. I think he's still got the GHG action. Yeah. So he can end it here if he wants. But I currently have him losing by like 3 if he does that. So he might not be able to. Funding miner. Alright, that helps me too. Okay, so I am at 4 now for my awards, and yellow's at 5 there. So I basically have it tied now between Meow and Rune, and I'm at like 4 points behind as of right now. But remember, they've got card draw. I do not, so I expect them to crush me here in this last generation. Well, we'll see if the SP Greeneries can maybe save the day. I do have standard tech. Oh, I'm sure it's very tense for Rune right now, trying to figure out if he can win or what'll happen if he tries to end. For me, though, not that intense, not that interesting. Okay, it's going for that. My U and my bonus 31 to 39. Yeah, so it's like a 1 point difference between them both. Rune might think it's his best chance here. But he has the AI Central, so part of me wonders if that's really true. Yeah, me and Hodge are already signed up for the 2v2 Highlander. So, should be interesting. Hopefully I draw better than I did in this game. Yeah, me and Hodge are a team Highlander. But if anyone else here does form a team, I would love to have a scrimmage match against you guys so I can learn how to effectively do the team dynamics. Can you guys imagine how good this game would have been if I was Credicore? Credicore with standard tech. been so nice. Ah, sick. So Seaholm will scrimmage, so someone's just gotta be Seaholm's partner, and then we can do the 2v2. Won't play with Highlander. I think Filari's got banned in 2v2 Hodge. But yes, it would be nuts. For that exact reason, I think it was banned. Because since different players are on the same team, you can now very easily conspire with each other to like place greeneries besides your opponent's city like that, and get a bunch of resources for your opponent. And even though you're maybe losing points, or they're losing points to you, it's a net gain for the team, right? So it would just be a little too broken. Yeah, well, it's a fan-run tournament with unique rules. I guess they just don't feel like being too eco and Tharsis. Yeah. Man, they're still playing. Alright, so Meow's got like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, so like an extra few points. Rune here's got like 6. So I think he's losing by like 2 points. The good news is they're mostly out of resources, so if they're not too far ahead of me, it is catchable. But we'll see, I guess. Well, it's different than a 1v1, right, Seaholm? Because you can conspire with, hey, I got this city here. I know you haven't urbanized. Let's place them here, and uh, other good stuff like that. It might be appropriate that you even AMC your own teammate to get the titanium into their hands or something silly like that. Okay. We're going one more gin, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, turmoil can be really cool as well. Oh, nice. Mars University. Just what I wanted. Uh, seems the best card here still. And yeah, turmoil shenanigans should make it a lot of fun as well. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I think there's turmoil in the tournament. I thought it was all expansions. Wow. Media archives, huh? So I've played 3. He's played 4. He's played 6. So 13. So it's basically plus 6. That's better than Inventor's Guild. Lava flows. Um, Cartel would be nice if Banker is gonna get funded. Which, I don't know, maybe. Alright, well, these 2 are worth taking, and I can take Cartel and maybe cycle it with Mars University, see if Banker gets funded or something. Seems fine. Whatever. Like I said, I'm not like out, but I'm not winning either. So might as well just see what we can make happen. So is Rune gonna SP an asteroid, I wonder? I'm SPing an asteroid if he doesn't, so that I can get my TR here. I'm at 9 minerals, he's at 4, plus 3, so I should be able to use all my titanium and still be okay. Rune does not have heat, and even if he did, Thermalist is funded. So I will win Thermalist if I don't use my energy here. That's true. If he uses his GHGs, he can bump, which he might do. Which would be very annoying for me, because I want to get my UNMI bonus here. But that probably is what he's gonna do, is open with that. Yeah, I don't remember why I took over GHG way back when, but maybe it was a mistake to have passed that card. Alright. Well, the game is over. Let's go ahead and use my titanium. Flooding. Artificial lake's okay, I guess. So Rune's maxed at 9 heat. I am at 11 heat, so I can use my energy if I want to here to get some more steel. Building industries, yeah. Thought it was worth the gamble with alloys, but probably not. Well, I got 10 points now. So I'm only losing by like 2-ish. But he will have another greenery and conversion. I do want probably SP some greeneries around my cities. Mangrove on a card, perhaps. I'm gonna go ahead and Mars you as well, but I want to make sure that I'm beating Meow. So currently he's gonna be at 7. I'm currently going to be at 8. So I don't think it makes any sense to play the Mars U with Steel. I guess the other question is, depending on what Rune does, would it ever make sense to SP a city over here to get the 4 cash back, and then Mangrove there for another 2 cash back? So that'd be... Scientist was funded. Well, that makes Cartel an easy cycle then. Anyway, going back to my thought here. So if I put a city there, that's 7 off, so it's 18 for 2 points. Not really worth it. I'll just do the 1 action since they're just doing 1 actions. Viral Enhancers is a strong card. I could SP a greenery next to my city to get a card. That might be okay. So I decided I'm safe, right? It's unlikely he gets any heat. Let's see, that's 9 he'll have. Well, maybe I'm not safe. Especially with other stuff. Yeah, I think I'll just SP a greenery on the card. Ants. There's no way I can win Scientist, right? Nope, not with research gone. Oh man. I can go ahead and start selling some cards, I guess. Though it does enhance the chance of me drawing a dud and crashing the game, but whatever. Oh right, I completely forgot about the Ironworks thing. that he can do. So that's one extra that I need to account for. So that's 7, 8 that he'll have. I'm currently at 8 as well, so I will have to use my steel, and I can't use any more. If I want to win miner, that is. Sabotage and Raiders have already been played, so we've seen those. So sell, can archives to get some money back. Use Mars U to cycle Artificial Lake. Maybe that's a bit much. Maybe I should save 2 cards after I cycle with Mars U in case I find another science card. It's probably right. That's awfully sportsmanlike of them. Birds. Glad I don't have plant prod. But hey, rip plants to someone else. Anyway, I think I just have to accept the risk here and take my steel if I want to win miner. Not like it matters. I don't see a path to victory here. Yeah, the TG. Alright, so he only is going to have 3, so he's out of it. But he's now at 36 and 15. So he is beating me by 9 points now. I don't see myself making up 9 points. Well, it does free me up to use some of my steel though here. That's nice. Bye, Cartel. Adaption tech. There's my scientist. It's happening. It's not happening. Alright, so Meow's done. He's gonna have 3. So I can just spend whatever I want. I'll beat him. Investment loan. Let's go ahead and archives. I don't think it's gonna get too much better here. I will say, for how this game went, I got much closer than I ever thought possible. But I don't think it's enough to win. So I can spend all this. There's really nothing I want to cycle, so let's mangrove up top. Asteroid, I can cycle that. The asteroid is almost free for me. The benefit of the adapted... Oh, nice. Here's 3 more points for yellow. So I'm behind by like 5-ish points, I think. So the only way to make it up is the Hail Mary with the adaptation tech. So let's see what happens here. Nuke Zone. That's a card you and I would have liked a while ago. So Meow's at 3, yep. So I can spend all mine here. I got close on Scientist, but not quite there. If I'd taken that Inventor's Guild, I could have gotten there. Which would have gotten me 2 extra points. Oh, interesting. Oh, I get some another greenery. Nicely played. I didn't even notice that in my initial search. So that's an extra point, but I think that our friend Meow has gotten the win. I think I'm gonna be like 8 points or 7-ish points behind Meow. Sorry, how many Jovies did Meow have? Like 5 or so, I think. Yep. Very close game indeed. Saturn got out but with 1 point. And I'm proud of myself for staying in as well as I did against AI Central and the Earth Cat. About as good as you can hope for, I think. I guess I still had fun, but it sure was a miserable first few gens. Yeah, you and I with the most VP and less TR than Credicore. What a strange world. Yeah, the Heat Trappers did him in. Good call. I'm gonna say that. Rub that in. So let's see. I'd have gotten like 3 more. I might have gotten 3 more heat bumps from him. So maybe I'd have gotten to like 71 and he'd have been at like 70, but then the game might have ended the previous generation. It's all hard to say. Yep, GG's guys. So is someone here and hanging out on the Discord? Oh, you guys doing GeoGuessr? Nice. Alright, well I'll call the stream here then. Later.